So we often hear that small businesses are the lifeblood of our country, but this year we've seen so many have to permanently close their doors.
Yeah.
As a small business owner, do you see what's happening to other businesses right now and feel like what's being said doesn't necessarily match the response?
Yeah. Gosh. Yeah, small business is the lifeblood, right? And it's sweat equity that keeps these doors open. I just don't think that we as consumers are educated enough into how much small business really contributes to local economy in the sense of the schools and your children and employing people. It's like most small business owners have refinanced their homes so they can take out a loan so they can keep their doors open. I see people aging by the second. I see people getting sick because of the stress to try to keep their doors open. And it's like you have to have a big dream to go into small business. And just to watch your dream die second by second is like the pain, the emotional pain, and the emotional scars that the small business owner endures. And I think that we as consumers are entitled, right? And instead of thinking like, all right, let's help these small businesses by offering feedback of like, how can I help? Right? Versus putting negative reviews online. Like right now should be the last time anyone puts a negative review online. Call a business owner, send them an email, ask how you can help, right? We're closing the doors on people's dreams, like by the second. I just don't think that we understand what it's like to have like our hearts shattered. And that's really what small business is. Like I mean, so many times I've dropped to my knees crying, right? Stomach aches, like keeling over a chair because my stomach hurts so bad because I'm so anxious and I'm so worried. Like that's what small business is. But what's bigger than that bellyache is the heart to want to keep it open. I remember the first year being a brick and mortar business. I had already been in business for 2 years as a solopreneur, right? Like I would travel around and I would teach workshops. But while I was doing that, I also had an online wellness platform, which is network marketing. But that gave me my paycheck. But that paycheck came from helping people get healthy, right? So that paycheck allowed for me to go in business with my cousin because we weren't taking a paycheck. I remember our first year, Sandra saying to me, like, we should give ourselves like $50 a week. Like $50 a week. And I had goddamn customers complaining to me that had 2 homes telling me my prices were too high. Like people in small business aren't doing this to become millionaires. And what really sucks, especially about the yoga and fitness industry, is that what we've learned is that in order to become financially abundant is to make more locations, right? So we have some businesses that have grown 5, 6, 7 studios. But now what's happened? They're trying to pay rent for 5 to 7 locations and are doing an online platform, but it's not like they're getting 7 revenue streams from 7 online platforms. They're getting 1 that now needs to pay for 7 locations. But you know what's so hard about those 7 locations? You know the story of every person that comes in that door. And how do you close the doors on that? I know one of our members, she lost her daughter to an overdose. And every morning I saw her at 9:15. She came always, a few minutes early. And she would be on her mat. She would cry her entire practice, but she didn't miss a day. She didn't miss a day. And you know what? That woman went out into the world with the biggest heart and a smile on her face. Like, yeah, we go without because when you know someone's story and you know someone's pain, you're willing to make the sacrifices, right? During, our probably like our second month in COVID, we were still paying for all our overhead costs and actually increased our overhead costs because we had to invest in software to be able to have a virtual platform. one of our old members reached out to us and ripped into us and just told us that we weren't doing enough, our prices were too high, and decided to go online and create this thread where she emailed several of our members to leave our studio as a way of like sticking it to us because we didn't decrease our prices yet. But at that time, we were paying more for overhead and weren't able to possibly lower anything because we also had just lost 60% of our revenue. So that's the other part too. It's like, because that one person was angry and entitled, that affected my well-being, the well-being of our business, the well-being of our teachers, of our community. And I think that that's where we need to be really mindful of is like how we impact people's lives by what we say, our behaviors. It's like I said, like a business can't afford a negative review. So like I want to invite anyone that is being a consumer, if you're not getting good service or you feel like the product could be better, is to be of service, right? I want to ask that you give back to us. And I think that this is a reminder because we all get caught up in our own stuff. We all get caught up in life and the busyness of it. But I think that this is a time where we all need to pause and just see like, where can I give back in my community? Most of us don't have the money to be paying for Google ads and Facebook ads. Like it's expensive. And so we are 100% depending on you as a, consumer to really share the beauty in your experiences. So every time we share a story, that story just spreads. But we also have to be mindful that when we have a complaint or a judgment, we need to hold that back and go and have a conversation in a way that is going to help that company grow or to support them. Because we are the ones that are supporting you. It's not the Cheesecake Factory or whatever big corporation that is at your child's bake sale making baked goods for you and making it sure it's gluten-free, dairy-free, and nut-free. So that way your kids are safe. Like we go the extra mile for our community because you're our family. And we know that family isn't blood, right? The people that know and understand you. And so if you want to see your family businesses or your small businesses stay open, stay connected. Even an email right now that just says a thank you or like what worked is like light for us. It's like medicine for us small business owners.